game. And so the night before, I told the guys that, I was really hoping that we'd get some adversity in this game. And, I want to see how we respond to a deficit. And apparently they just took me way too literal.
Yeah, I would say that the kind of adversity that Mike McDaniel was anticipating that his team would encounter did not entail a 21-point deficit in the fourth quarter, culminating in a back-breaking touchdown run by Lamar Jackson that had Twitter explode with "Pay that man," which it was over. It was done. Any other time, any other game you ever see, a team goes up 21 points with that kind of a play from one of the best players in the NFL, and it is over. The problem is the Ravens' defense agreed and acted accordingly. And poor John Harbaugh, one of the best coaches in the NFL, dude, you got to keep your guys focused for 60 minutes. That's the cardinal sin of coaching, letting your guys take their foot off the gas prematurely and letting the team back into it. No lead is safe in the NFL, including 21 points in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it's funny because I feel like we saw this all over the NFL yesterday, where it's like, okay, you see something and you're like, boom, that team, they got it. It's done. It is finito. And then the other team gets paid too, right? And players talk about this all the time. The other team gets paid too. They're still good. Like, boy, they're one of the best, this, that, and the third in the league. And we hear this from Wednesday through Friday when guys are talking to the media in the locker room or at the podium. And then we get to Sunday, and just for whatever reason, it seemed like there were all these lapses across the NFL, but especially when you talk about the Dolphins. Like, this was a really, really wild victory, in large part to me, because the Baltimore Ravens did not have any turnovers. And so, how do you defeat a team when you're down like that late in the game with no turnovers? You got to use speed. You got to score within 90 seconds 2 times. That's what the Dolphins did yesterday is mind-bending.
Well, and the idea that the Ravens just kept letting Tyreek Hill run by them like they were surprised. They didn't trade for Tyreek Hill yesterday during the game. They got him in March. Hey, Ravens, you are going to be dealing with Tyreek Hill. He's not going to tap out of the game when you're down. Yeah, he did that. He did. That's supposed to be taunting, but he's perfected a way to do it.
Did it forward.
He's found a way to kind of keep it down and like this, and it's not really taunting. Like, I'm not doing it at you. I'm doing it this way, but still a little bit of at you. But it was incredible. Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are the first teammates in league history to have 10 receptions, 150 or more receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns in the same game. That's never happened before. And I have a feeling it may not be the last time it happens for this team. And the straw that stirs the drink is Tua Tagovailoa. We got to give him his props. 6 touchdown passes yesterday, and he's now 8-1 against Super Bowl winning coaches. 8-1. I told Coach Dungy last night, don't come out of retirement. He's going to get you next.
Yeah, he is. Also noting he's the first Dolphins QB to throw for 6 touchdowns in a game since Dan Marino in 1986. Before I was even born, Mike, 5 years before I was born.
But it did happen. Even though you were not born yet, it happened.
Yes, that's true. But no, I mean, Tua was great. And he did have 2 picks. But, when you're able to engineer a comeback like that, it has to start with the QB. The QB's got to be able to make the throws. And to his credit, Tagovailoa was able to do that. He was able to get the ball into spaces where Tyreek Hill or Jaylen Waddle could catch it and then sometimes run with it or just catch it and get themselves into the end zone. It was a really, really strong performance by Tua. And you know what? If you are a Dolphins fan, if you are a member of Tuanon, you should be feeling pretty darn good about your quarterback today. I don't know if you'll be feeling the same way in 3 weeks, but today, go wear it, man. Go out and strut. You earned it.
Well, my email box was overflowing yesterday with communications, charitable and happy and good-natured from Dolphins fans who wanted to remind me of all the things I've said about Tua. Look, I expressed appropriate skepticism based upon what we saw from him his first 2 years. He has changed. He has matured. He has improved. We saw it in the preseason. He's showing up early at the game. He's doing all of his stuff before the game, going through the motions. Mike McDaniel was happy to see that. That's a change from last year. And the guy who hasn't been mentioned yet, but I'm going to mention him now, Darrell Bevell, the quarterback's coach and passing game coordinator. The buzz is building that he's had something to do. That's the worst gritty ever. He's had something to do. That's Mike Gesicki after a touchdown catch, but he's had something to do with Tua getting better. And Tua really has improved. You got to give him credit. He was criticized because of where he was based on 2 NFL seasons. And now he is much better. It helps to have Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, but still, he's firing that ball down the field. He's kind of hitting Tyreek Hill in stride, kind of, not quite, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to hit him in stride when he's 10 yards behind the defense. But
exactly.
Tua has been playing phenomenally well. There's one where it's in stride, kind of. There's the deuces that he's not getting flagged for, but incredible. And let me just mention this since we're on the topic: the Jaylen Waddle game-winning touchdown. Waddle admitted to me, he called it a little remix. He admitted that he changed his route. There he goes. He's cutting out. He sees the opening in the middle. He ad-libs and cuts in, and Tua sees it and reacts accordingly. And Waddle said, we got that chemistry all the way back to Alabama. That's what happened. That was not the play that was called. That was not the route that was called. Waddle freelanced to that in after he cut out. It was a pick, and instead of continuing out, he cut back in and found a spot. And Tua, that's growth. That's maturity, that's savvy, that's flexibility, that's finding things that aren't supposed to be there. Tua is maturing before our eyes. So Dolphins fans, and some Dolphins fans said, I should apologize to them. Why would I apologize to you? Why? That makes no sense. Okay. If I apologize to anybody, it'll be to Tua, and I still don't apologize because we were assessing him based upon what we saw. He's better now, and so now we praise him.
Yeah, look, I don't think that there's anything wrong with criticizing people based on what the product that they put on the field, and that's kind of what we were doing before. I think that when you talk about those things and that chemistry that he has with Jaylen Waddle, that reminds me of what coaches like to say, that we love it when players take ownership. And they always like to talk about this. You know, when players take ownership and when the players feel like it's theirs, then that's when we can really start getting to where we want to go. And I think that's a really good example of it, because sometimes you see players and they get on the field and they are very locked into what the structure is. Chris Collinsworth was talking about this last night with Mike Tirico on the broadcast of Sunday Night Football, where if you're thinking and you're like, you take dance lessons, right? And you're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? You're not really going through everything the way that you could if you were not thinking about it, where it's just really natural to you. And sometimes I think that's what happens when you get these guys who are college teammates before, and they have those, built-in reps of, okay, we've done this, we've done something like this, we've been in this situation before, we've been in that situation before, and I trust you. And I know that if I do something, you're going to understand what it is that I'm doing, and you're going to be able to play right off of it. And when you have now Jaylen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa doing those kinds of things on the field in a game-winning situation, to come complete this crazy, crazy comeback, I think that says something about their chemistry, but it also says something about the way Mike McDaniel has presented a system that works for them, right? And that works very well for them and allows them to take ownership. So you should have some real good vibes if you're a Miami Dolphins fan right now, because the fact that they made that comeback is great, but how they did it also really should be encouraging. They came and they took that from the Ravens, right? The Ravens did not give that thing away quite, literally in terms of giveaways, right? The Dolphins really had to take that. So I think that should make you feel good.
I don't advise falling behind by 21 points in the fourth quarter on a regular basis, though, because the next time around, if it happens this week, let's say when the Bills come to town, they'll be more prepared to not let their guard down and let them back into it. Yes. By the way, it's at the Bengals after that on a Thursday night. How about that game coming up? September 29, Dolphins at Bengals. What a great way to finish the first month of the season, at least the first calendar month of the season. Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to watching the Dolphins, focusing on the Dolphins and nothing else, because they are a fun team to watch. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.